Josh. I'm running for Congress in the 4th District just north of here, and we are united and committed to get real leadership for the 4th District and send Mr. Smith packing come November. I used to be a councilman in the city of Asbury Park. In 2006, we had 75 shootings, 6 murders. I was the only councilman that went to every funeral of those young men that died. I remember the morning that Tylee Pugh was killed half a block from our middle school at 11 o'clock in the morning. I went to the council meeting that night asking for action, for solidarity with my fellow elected officials. And I was told, there's nothing we can do. The Hatfields and the McCoys. In 1999, I was teaching high school at St. Francis Prep up in New York City. It was in April of '99 that Columbine happened. Do we have any fellow educators out there? I remember coming into school and could not believe the apathy of my fellow educators. Well, it didn't happen here. We've got stuff to do today. And here we are, nearly 20 years out. And how many more massacres have happened? Just this week, 17 dead. 15 students, just like these kids standing here. Murdered. An athletic director. A coach. For those of us who are educators and students, we think, it could have been us. And we're scared. And we want action. And we have watched our elected officials do nothing for nearly 20 years since Columbine with regard to common sense gun reform, and it is time that it stopped. On behalf of every adult American, I'm sorry. We failed. And it has taken you, our teenagers, our high school students, our young adults, to be the conscience of these United States of America. And it is time that we, as adults, as elected officials, as people running for office, step aside and amplify the voices of our young people who are saying enough is enough common sense gun reform now. We have seen a do-nothing Congress who is bought and sold by the NRA and the gun lobby to fail our nation and our children. We saw just in 2017 in February, Congressman Smith vote for a bill along with Ryan and the rest of them to pull back the reforms that were put in place to make sure that people who have mental illness do not get access to firearms. We've heard them this last week, their mantra. Don't jump to conclusions. We got to listen to the facts. We don't want to take away thoughts and prayers. It's about mental illness. Part of it is, yes. So let's do 2 things. Let's not repeal laws that are keeping guns out of the hands of people with mental illness. And 2, why don't we vote for universal single-payer Medicare for all so everybody gets access to their mental health. My family's had a tavern in Southern Ocean County for 35 years. We have a lot of customers who are hunters, sportsmen and women. And when I stand behind the bar and listen to them, they're with us, many of them. They don't want to get shot either. They don't want their kids shot at school either. And we need to work in collaboration with them to push policies just to get us some very low-hanging fruit, like universal background checks.
Yeah!
like a 14-day waiting period to purchase any firearm.
Yeah!
Licensing, training, mandatory renewals, closing the gun show loophole.
Yeah!
These are things that the majority of Americans, gun owners and non-gun owners alike, agree on, and it is time that the voices of the majority of our nation, led by the youth of our nation, are heard. So what do? I wish I could say that it was going to take one rally on the steps of the library and we could fix this thing. We are going to have to march.
Yes.
We are going to have to organize.
Yes.
We are going to have to commit acts of civil disobedience and
Yes.
we are going to have to chain ourselves to the gates of the White House and stand up and be counted.
Yes.
And I share these things, not because they're exciting, not because it's easy, not because it doesn't demand sacrifice. But I think about one of the greatest victories that was won in our nation. And I look out here and see the result of it. The majority of people here are women. And it took women organizing for 83 years to get the right to vote.
We are strong.
I am confident that together, if we begin to organize and do those things that I just talked about, because those are the things that got the women the right to vote, that we can win common sense gun reform in a much shorter period of time. It is imperative that everyone here is registered to vote, that you get your friends registered to vote, that we're doing voting drives in every high school, in every town, in the 3rd district, the 4th district, the 7th, the 11th, every state in our nation, so that come November, we can vote them out.
Vote them out! 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 Vote them out!
Amen. Who's got the drum? Thank you. It's time that we as adults have the same courage as those young men and women from Parkland and the young men and women that are standing behind us here and in front of you. Clap for them. Yes, these are our children. Absolutely. And it is time that we follow the leadership of our nation's youth and push back against the NRA and the gun lobby, that each and every one of us stands up and is counted, particularly on Election Day.
That's right.
Because we, ladies and gentlemen, on this issue, are on the right side of history.
Yes, we are.
I want to say that again. We are on the right side of history. The majority of Americans stand with us. It is time that the majority of our Congress did the same. Thank you very much.